Thanks, Nikhil. I just want to change gears here a little bit, and I want to focus on talent or lack of it. Are we grooming our talent to be entrepreneurial, or do they have the fundamentals of taking risk? Vis-a-vis, let's say, Israeli or other counterparts, which are much smaller ecosystems and much newer, instead of comparing to a valley or somewhere else. What is lacking in them from creating disruptions from day zero when they enter university or when they have an idea to take a risk and build an enterprise instead of completing their BTech, MTech, PhD? I'm again opening the floor for one of you to grab the topic on talent.
So Murli, I can jump in again, and I will probably do another landscaping here, which is where is India really in its entrepreneurial journey? I think much to what Ravi's point was. And you can see this in other countries as well. So Israel, given there is no large domestic market, has primarily been in pure tech innovation. So tech for tech sake, right? So that is where their innovation happens. US is a combination of both, and it was earlier tech for tech, and then last 10-15 years, if you see, US has been a lot of business disruption that's been happening through innovation. China has also gone through the same journey. There was, in the late 90s, the Chinese startups would be doing ceramic innovation or, something really vague, or a steel exchange at best. And then, they've gone through that whole cycle of building consumer plays, which are very large. And now they're going into autonomous vehicles and computer vision based startups. So this is a journey that I think India is at that stage where we didn't really have the US problem of a disruption, because we didn't have very large incumbents or markets that had already been created. So for most, at least from the way we look, the biggest opportunity is to go create, a market or work on a market, create a large opportunity, which is typically a more business opportunity versus trying to make that business work better through tech disruption. So my sense is we are going through that. And the next phase is going to be where, India is going to get deeper into building more wireless tech or the 5G spectrum disruption, something more local will happen. And the second point I wanted to add is that, the search for a product manager 10 years back would take us to the US. There wasn't anyone who had, even heard of that role. And now where we are, that whole converting a disruption or a disruptive idea into a product idea, that translation was missing. But last 10 years, again, we have seen a lot of startups which are producing the skill, and those folks are now going out and they have a better ability to translate the disruptive idea into a business plan. So I think in terms of the skill, I know you probably also meant at a school and college level, but I'm just talking more at a skill at a startup ecosystem level. We are seeing far more ability to translate and convert it into business plan and action.
Thanks much, Rahul, for clarifying that we are breeding talent by the ecosystem, and that talent is getting replicated and reused in the remaining part of the ecosystem. And also the difference between China versus Israel versus Valley was very clearly laid out for us. Ravi, I look at you and you look like you're itching to jump onto it. Please go ahead.
So let me landscape it slightly differently. I think, so one of the other responsibilities I have here is in Telangana is to be also the Chief Innovation Officer, which means that I seek out innovators, I seek out entrepreneurs, not just in Hyderabad, but in the villages and the district headquarters of the state. So when you look at that, I am very surprised to see the kind of innovations that are coming out of these villages. One is we don't pay too much attention because we are so focused on what's happening in the cities, and comparing that with other cities outside of India. But really, if you look at the fundamentals of innovation that is already there amongst a lot of the villagers. In fact, one of the examples I'll take is this gentleman has actually created a way for the tube lights to be reused once again. When you think you are done with it, you just take it and you throw it away. The glass is carcinogenic. It's got all kinds of issues. So even if you don't have two leads on either side, just one lead is enough. You can actually charge it up and get the tube light to work for another 10 years. Now, how disruptive is that in terms of the way it has impact on the economics, and also the environment? But these are the kinds of things that are happening. And somehow when they go through the normal education process, all of this gets taken out away from a lot of these people. Because one, they don't see themselves as problem solvers. They see themselves as job seekers or conformists largely, and then somehow come out the other end wanting to work for somebody so that they can make a living. They are not necessarily looking at innovation, and they're not looking at innovation as a living or as a way for livelihood or entrepreneurship for that matter. So I think a lot of these things is something, we talk about introducing entrepreneurship into education. We are introducing innovation and so on and so forth. But it's almost like we are putting a bandage on something that's already broken to a large extent. And how do we really make these guys fundamentally problem solvers and continue that journey in smaller ways through their education system? But then when they come out, or even if they don't complete, they will be out there, making this thing happen. So I think we have an opportunity to do a lot of these kinds of things, not just in the cities anymore. I think we have a lot more things that we can do outside of the cities. Because if you really go back to history, India used to contribute almost 25+% of the GDP of the world at that time. And these were not coming from cities alone. They were coming from villages. And therefore, I think, all the things that we have done to create, these great tech talent that can be employed by the MNCs and so on and so forth. I think somehow we lost the plot in being able to really keep that innovative spirit, the problem solving. I mean, we solve it on a daily basis, just to have a regular day like Nikhil was talking about, but we don't use that to solve much larger problems that are surrounding us and doing something much more meaningful, not just for ourselves, but for the larger ecosystem.